The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply. USAA.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing basketball.
Here's our hosts, Steve Collins, and Bill Flitter.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops.
Coach, how are you?
I'm good.
And cold? What'd you say it was -2? Or no, that's tomorrow.
-2, the wind chill of 35, -40, something like that. Yes.
No, -40 with the wind chill?
Yeah, -40, -45. That's why I told you we might not have school. Your skin.
I can't comprehend that anymore.
I know, and you're a Wisconsin boy.
I know, I do. I'm just I think I would that cold would hit me and I would just crumble into a bunch of different
It's kind of like in the morning, it wakes you up. Like boom. Like whoa.
No doubt. I went out this morning. It was probably in the high 40s, but the sun was out. And it was beautiful morning, and I was just strolling around the backyard. It was a little wet. We had rain the last few days, but just doing a little bit of yard work.
Rain, not 17 inches of snow. I've
no, not 17 inches.
To the point where we had so much snow that I had to go out and clean the snow off the trees and the bushes and stuff because they were all leaning.
Oh, so it won't fall, right?
It won't fall and they crack and Anyway, before we jump in today, we'd like to give a big shout out to our sponsor, who this podcast is brought to you by, Game Changer. Right,
Game
Coach?
Changer, absolutely. Yeah, we love Game Changer. I use it for my youth teams. We're recording games, live streaming games. I'm looking at stats, reviewing game film. It truly is a game changer. If you want to take your team to the next level, go check out Game Changer at gc.com/coaching youth hoops. One more time on that URL is gc.com/youth hoops. Make game time decisions with get season-long stats, everything you need to run your youth team, and just get some feedback.
That is free.
It's free. And it's free. I like free. So,
okay.
So
this is a topic close to my heart.
Okay.
But why don't you talk about it, Coach, and then I'll jump in. I've got a lot of stuff to say about this one.
All right. Well, this came in. This was a question in the Coaching Youth Hoops Facebook group. So if you're not there on the Facebook group, go find it on Facebook. So Coaching Youth Hoops Facebook group. A coach had asked, how do we stop kids from immediately putting the ball to the ground on the catch? And they just dribble. There's no objective. They're not doing anything. Of course, we're talking about youth teams, but I know it happens in high school because you've been there. I've been there.
Yeah.
So how do we do it, Coach? How do we keep kids from immediately dribbling?
Well, first of all, we practice this just about every day. We do no dribble drills all the time. And I think, and it's hard depending on the age level, but
yeah,
you have to explain to them why you don't dribble. So I always, this is usually in the first week of the season, probably even in a film session for us. I'll grab a ball and I'll say, hey, here's how it works. You catch the ball. You should look at the rim that you're going to shoot at every time. Doesn't matter if you're in the back court or the front court, and you look at it and don't dribble right away. Look at it because somebody might be open that you can pass it to. That's the first thing. Second thing is the official. Look at that.
Your balloons are going off.
I know.
Coach.
And I can do my thumbs up too for people that are watching. Anyway, so you catch it and you look, the official starts counting, right?
Yeah.
So you have 5 seconds before you have to do anything. You actually have 4 seconds. And at that point, if you dribble it, the count starts over again. And then if you pick the dribble back up, the count starts again. So actually, every time you got the ball, you have 4 seconds plus 4 seconds plus 4. You actually have 12 seconds before it becomes an issue every time you catch the ball. So as soon as you catch the ball and dribble, the only thing you can do to stop the 5-second count is to pick it back up. And if I'm playing you and you start dribbling and then you pick it up and I sense any sense of weakness, I'm going to trap you.
Right.
So, and especially at the youth level, unless it's changed since you and I coached, the better athletes, the better teams tend to press and trap and do those things when they can. So it's better to keep the dribble as a release. It's a release to get you out of trouble. It's a release to get you out of the 5-second count. It's a release to let you do things on the offensive end because you should catch and look like you want to shoot it. Even if you're 70 feet from the basket, it doesn't matter, because you'll be able to see your opponent. So I think it's a really important skill to teach at a young level about catch and square and look. Catch, square, look. Catch, square, look. You catch, you square at the basket, and you look. Every time. Peek at the basket, look at the basket.
And I think the key of all that is just explaining the why behind why you don't want to put it down necessarily right away. But here's the thing.
Also, and I've charted this, turnovers happen more off that dribble.
Oh, interesting.
Than they do off the dead ball. At least they used to. I mean, when I used to be tracking that all the time. But yeah.
Well, and the tricky thing about basketball is this, right? Is okay. Now the tone of this question I understand, which is most kids will they receive the ball, they put it to the ground right away, right?
What's the first thing they learn to do? This is like Darwin, like you give a kid a ball, the first thing they do is try to dribble it. Basketball. They don't try to shoot it because usually there's not even a rim when they're that little. They try to throw it or they try to dribble it. So it's kind of like you and I and us trying to eat better and stuff. It's been sunk into our brains just to like, we want to survive, so we want to eat.
Eat.
Because it's like winter.
Whatever is easy and convenient.
And it's easy
put on
convenient.
That layer of fat to keep you warm, coach.
Right. So it's like
Minus
it's
40.
similar to that dribbling part. It's like it's instinctual, I think. Like I gotta dribble it.
Yeah.
I gotta dribble it. So I don't know. I think there's something deep in that.
That's a good point.
Before you give your response, let's give a big shout out to our sponsor.
Game Changer coaches. If you're looking for an easy tool to help you track stats, be more strategic in what you're doing with your team, go check out Game Changer. Go to gc.com/coaching youth hoops. The app is free. You put it on your phone. Parents can use it to, you assign one parent to live stream games, take stats. It's super simple to use. I use it for my youth teams. Absolutely love it. Again, gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
Check it out. And it's free. Okay. Go ahead, coach. You had a response.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this though. Basketball is tough, right? There's never and always, right? And sometimes, you want to do a stampede catch and go to the rim quick, right? Or sometimes you're one-on-one and you don't want the defense to catch up. And, again, that's tough because now you're telling the kids to hold the ball, do something, look first, let the play develop, maybe if it's a pass cut, type of thing. And I think there's some confusion that happens, because they want to dribble the ball right away. I asked my girls this the other day and I said, is there a rule? I think we talked about this on the podcast, another podcast, but I asked them, is there a rule that says as soon as you catch the ball, you got to put it to the ground? They said, no. And I'm like, well, why do you?
Right.
And they said, we panic. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh, okay, you panic. Okay, interesting. And then of course we dove into, well, why do you panic? Are you afraid of losing the ball? Are you afraid of a turnover because of the 5 second count? Right? What are the reasons why you panic?
Right.
So we kind of broke all of those down, and it really is just more reps, right? Getting them comfortable doing drills. We have this drill where I call it the Uncle Vinny drill. You've told me, I think we've talked about Uncle Vinny before. Uncle Vinny is the ref, and his daughter or his niece, his relative is on defense. You're on offense, and it's where you're hacking the other player and you get no calls. So
Right.
so what we do is I have the girls hold on to the ball, and so it's defense basically throws it out. They do a closeout. Now offense has to just work on their pivots, creating space. And I'm underneath the basket. Now, if you can imagine, there's two people or five people all the way around the rim with the defender. They have to keep their head up so they can see me underneath the basket. And then I point to one of them, and then they go one-on-one live.
Okay.
Well, the first one is easy, and they just go, they kind of rip and go. The last one is sitting there pivoting forever, right?
Right.
Trying to create
Yes.
space. But what it does, it teaches them, well, what do I do in a situation, right?
Right.
Of I have to create space. I'm looking. I have to keep my head up. Somebody's just hacking the heck out of me, right? Now in a
Right.
game, that's not going to happen, hopefully. So it'll be a lot easier. So we make it better. And we call it the Uncle Vinny drill, just because you're just getting hacked and there's no calls being made. Because the ref is the girl's Uncle Vinny, the
Right.
defender's Uncle Vinny.
Is it
So
Uncle
anyway,
Vinny? Wasn't there
yeah.
a movie with an Uncle Vinny?
Yeah, I think that's probably where it's deep in my
something.
consciousness.
I know, somewhere. I don't remember what it was.
But I think
But
at the
anyway.
end of the day, it's just practicing. It's practicing, telling them the why behind it, telling them possibilities that they could do, diving into your team's reason why they're quote unquote panicking, right? And
Right.
breaking that down into what are you looking to do, and then explaining. I think the biggest thing is, especially as they get older, is explaining, well, when do you put the ball to ground on the catch versus when do you hold on to it? And that, again, that's the unique thing about basketball. You can't always say to hold it. You can't always say to dribble it right away.
Right. Yes. And it's like, well, and the thing is, I think that's an interesting observation about panic, because I even see that with my guys. It's like the panic is, oh crud, I'm getting doubled. The panic is, I'm going to dribble it right away. The panic is, I'm going to run away
Right.
from
Yeah.
my teammates rather than run toward my teammates.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been really working on, is run toward it. Like I said, you're a police officer, you run toward the shots, like run toward them. I mean, you don't run away, you run toward it, because your partner needs your help.
Or a buffalo, they run towards the storm, into the storm. Did you know that?
No.
Buffaloes run into the storm because they know if you run in the storm, right, they're going to run through the storm on the other side. It's going to be clear for them.
And then it's moving away from them.
Yeah, it's moving away from them. Yeah. So
Okay.
you can start, instead of police office, it's a little bit cleaner than running towards the shots.
I don't love that.
Yeah.
But it works. It's true. But you're right. Buffaloes run toward the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right through it.
So those of you that are watching right now are going to see me write this down, because I am literally going to use that tomorrow in practice, because we're playing a team this week that pressures us, and we're going to talk about buffaloes. Are they buffaloes or bison in the U.S.? I think they're bison.
That's a whole nother question.
No, I think this is. Anyway, as we end up,
we'll look at the bison versus buffalo, and if you know the answer to that question, put it in
the comments down below. But go ahead. Who's this podcast brought to you by?
Game Changer. Go to gc.com/coaching youth hoops. They allow us to keep this podcast free and bring it to you on a bi-weekly basis now, 2 times a week. Convinced Coach to. We got a lot more subjects.
Coach Collins is actually relatively bright. So though the terms are often interchangeable, buffalo and bison are distinct animals. Old world buffaloes are native to Africa and Asia. Bison are found in North America and Europe.
So that means the bison run towards the storm.
It's the bison run towards the storm. Anyway, if I'm wrong, let us know. I really don't know that much, but put it in the show notes. Put it wherever you find this. We'd love to hear from you. Yes. All right. Give them your email if they want to respond to Coaching Youth. If maybe they have a question about coaching youth hoops too. What's your email, Coach?
Yeah, you can send it to Coach Bill at coachingyouthhoops.com. Also, if you'd like to sponsor this podcast and you're listening right now, reach out to me. Again, if you enjoy the information,
maybe
we're always looking for additional sponsors that add value to the podcast.
Absolutely.
Keep it free.
All right. Till next week.
Till next week, Coach.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Lowe's knows you take pride in every project. So take on what's next today with a free Select Craftsman hedge trimmer or leaf blower when you buy a 20-volt push mower. That's a $119 value on reliable, high-performance Craftsman tools you trust. For the power to do it all, build, repair, restore, maintain, go with Craftsman. Available at Lowe's. We help. You save. Valid through 5/21 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.